All right, let's go with the UberEats training. I'm going to tell you what you need to be looking for, what you don't need to be looking for. So don't take every order, all right? You want to be very selective in the orders that you pick. Do not pick any orders that are less than $1 a mile, okay? When you're starting off, $1 a mile, that's good. Just, get the hang of things, know the process, know the step-by-step. But once you know what you're doing, then you don't want to take $1 a mile unless it's really slow, unless you just want something to do, you're bored, right? Go ahead and take those $1 a miles. But eventually you want to get to the point where you are taking $2 a mile and up. $1.50 a mile, that's okay. That's okay. It's not good. It's not good. Definitely not great. But you want to be shooting for the $2 a mile, all right? So shoot for that. Why are you looking at $2 a mile versus $1 a mile, $1.50? Okay. The reasoning behind this is it takes more gas. Okay, it takes more gas to go farther. You want to do your best to bring in the most revenue and then spend the least amount of money to be able to get there. High revenue and then reduce your expenses, okay? And you'll eventually see this if you target $1 a mile. And yes, you're going to be having a lot of activity. You're going to be doing a lot, okay? But when you see your total revenue and then you see how much you spent in gas, it eats up that revenue. If it says $4, I'm not going to go any more than 2 miles. 4 miles, I'm looking at $8, okay? Anything less than that, I personally don't take unless I'm desperate, okay? And it's just slow and I just want to do something, okay? But when you're new and you're trying to get the hang of things, $1 a mile and just stay as busy as you can, all right? If you see something come in that's $2 a mile, take that, okay? So I'm going to show you what not to take. And so when you start seeing absurd amounts like this, don't take that. Please don't take that, okay? It's absurd, okay? Don't take that. Let me show you some of these examples of what to take, all right? These are good orders. This is what you want. Here are those examples. Couple other things that I want to mention here. Something you want to understand about delivering. Yes, it's how hard you work. It does have to do with picking certain orders. What to pick, what not to pick. You got to look at where it's going. Okay, where are you going to be delivering to? You may not want to deliver to certain parts of town at certain times of the day, right? Safety. Don't just look at the mileage, look at the destination, the location. So communication is key, all right? I have a template of what I'm going to say to the individual. I say something like this, okay? And by the way, you could say it, talk to text, into your phone. The problem with it is it doesn't pick it up quite as good, what you're saying. And then the other thing is you got orders coming in. So let's say you're almost done with the wording and then an order pops in, right? Then it erases that, okay? And you're gonna have to start over. So might as well use the template and just change up the things that are important, okay? So this is what I say. I say something like this, all right? I get the food. I'm about to be on my way. I pick it up. It's in my car. I'm about to drive off, right? I say something like this. On my way with your order from, let's just say, Jersey Mike subs. And then I will say, I waited X amount of time for your order. If it's 10 minutes that you waited, you may get a higher tip, okay? Depends on the person, all right? If they feel sorry for you, okay? And then you say, GPS says I'll be there in 10 minutes. I will have driven. And then you have to keep track of how many miles you are going to total drive, right? And so let's say you drove 5 miles. I would say 5.9 miles because a lot of times the calculations are low, okay? So you cover yourself with the 5.9 miles, all right? They know how many miles you're driving. They may change their tip based on that, okay? And then so I'll say how many miles. I will have driven a total of 5.9 miles. And then you'll say what you're going to do. I usually say I have your order in an insulated bag to attempt to keep it warm. I will leave your order at your door and send you a message afterward. I also put in there, please acknowledge this message, or I will need to knock on the door or ring the doorbell after I complete the delivery. Thank you. And usually they will respond to that, okay? So communication is key, all right? So when you go to deliver the order and you set it down on the ground, wherever it is that you're supposed to set it down, if that's the kind of delivery it is, and it doesn't say I'll meet you at the door. So what I will do is I will say delivery complete, and this is a template also, delivery complete, knocked on the door as a courtesy, enjoy your meal, have a great, and then whatever the day is, or if it's coming to the weekend, have a great weekend, things like that, okay? Enjoy your meal, have a great weekend, have a great rest of the week, something nice like that. It goes a long way, all right? You get more tips. I get more tips, okay? I'm gonna share some other things that you could do also. So, what can you do to make the person that is buying food from Uber Eats think like they are not just being generous, giving a tip, but they can do charitable giving as well, right? So, hey, you can get your charitable giving, your generosity in giving a tip, and getting food all at the same time by giving a nice tip, right? So how do you do that, right? So here's a tip. Here's a tip for you to get better tips, okay? Your public profile. You need to be able to articulate in words who you are and why they should give you a better tip than somebody else, okay? So on my public profile, I put on there that I'm a local teacher and I'm trying to raise money for padded chairs for my students as I educate them, give them life lessons, teach them strong values, right? And so and then I thank them for their generosity, okay? So a lot of times that works. All right, so you're gonna want to use the Stride app. It's free. The Stride app is for tracking your mileage. Just make sure that before you start delivering that you are tracking your mileage. Now, there's two ways to do this. One is just the Stride app. Rely on that. Track every single trip that you do. Okay? The other way to do it, I do both, and then I compare, right? Just because I'm a nerd. So, the other way to do it is to manually track it. I'll talk about taxes another day and how you're supposed to do taxes